Hello everyone, in this video let's discuss about the banker's algorithm problem to find the safe sequence. So here majorly we will be having two types of problem in banker's algorithm. One is of safe sequence and another one is resource request algorithm. So let us discuss that one later. In this video let's only discuss about the safe sequence. So very easy problem. So let's first understand why this banker's algorithm is used and how it's work. So this banker's algorithm is used to avoid the deadlock situation. Avoid deadlock situation. So what is this deadlock? Deadlock means simple. For example, I am having four processes A, B, C and D. So I must give the CPU for their execution. And I am having some limited resource. I am having some limited resource like X, Y, Z. For example, I have assigned the CPU for process B. Now process B is executing, but it is not having the enough resource to completely execute. It is not having the enough resource to completely execute. So what it will do, up to the certain limit it will execute and then it stops its execution. And now it is also not moving further and still A, C and D are waiting. There is no progress in the processes itself. A, C and D are waiting. Process B has stopped its execution because of the limited resources that it was having. So to solve this problem, we will be using the banker's algorithm. In this, we will be creating the safe sequence. That is, after A, B must go. After B, C must go. Like this. According to the available resources. According to the available resources. If the enough amount of the resource is available, the process will not stuck. It will execute it completely so that we can avoid the deadlock. So hope you understood the theory concept according to the banker's algorithm. So let's solve the problem. Here we will be having two phases. Half of the marks will be assigned for need matrix calculation and half of the marks will be assigned for finding the safe sequence. So first let's find the need matrix so that we will be getting half of the marks for this question. So how you will find need matrix? Very easy. Need will be equal to maximum value minus allocation. Maximum minus allocation. Here maximum values are given, allocation values are given, and here you can see available value is given. Available means the amount of resource I am having at present. At present I am having 332 units of the resource to execute a process. So how this will come? In some examinations they will not provide the available value also. At that time you must calculate the available. It is very easy to calculate. Simple. First add all the values in the allocation column. This is the allocation column. Add all the values separately. A will be added separately, B will be added separately, C will be added separately. So 0 plus 2 is 2, 2 plus 3 is 5, 5 plus 2 is 7, 7 plus 0 is 7. 1 plus 0 is 1, 1 plus 0 is 1, 1 plus 1 will be 2, 2 plus 0 is 2. 0 plus 0 is 0, 0 plus 2 is 2, 2 plus 1 is 3, 3 plus 2 is 5. So now you have got 7, 2 and 5. So now how you will find the available value? Simple. Subtract the maximum value and the allocation value. 10 minus 7, that is A minus A, B minus B, C minus C, like that. 10 minus 7 will be equal to 3. 5 minus 2 will be equal to 3. 7 minus 5 will be equal to 2. So like that you can also find the available value if available value is not given in the question. So now let's fill the need matrix value. How you will find? Maximum minus allocation. A minus A, B minus B, C minus C. Keep it in mind. 7 minus 0 will be 7. 5 minus 1 will be 4. 3 minus 0 will be 3. So this is A, B and C values. 3 minus 2 will be equal to 1. 2 minus 0 is 2. 2 minus 0 is 2. Next, 9 minus 3 will be 6. 0 minus 0 will be 0. 2 minus 2 will be 0. 2 minus 2 will be 0. 2 minus 1 will be 1. 2 minus 1 will be 1. 4 minus 0 will be 4. 3 minus 0 will be 3. 3 minus 2 will be equal to 1. So now half of the marks is already done. So now we got half of the marks in this question. Another half we will get if we find the safe sequence. So now let's start finding the safe sequence for this problem. To find the safe sequence, we will be using one condition. The condition is need value of the process must be less than or equal to work. You can also call this available as work also. So keep it in mind, available can also be called as work. Need value must be less than or equal to work. Then you can put that process in the safe sequence. After placing the process in the safe sequence, we will be updating the work value. That is, new work value will be equal to old work value plus allocation of the process that you placed in the safe sequence. So let's solve the problem. You will understand very easily. So now let's start from process P0. Process P0, if you see, its need value, process P0's need value is here 7, 4 and 3. At present, I am having the work value, that is the available value is 3, 3 and 2. So check the condition. Whether 7 is less than or equal to 3? No. At the first point only, we are not satisfying the condition. So 7 is not less than or equal to 3. So process P0 must wait for its allocation. Process P0 must wait for its CPU allocation. So now let's move to process P1 and check whether it is satisfying condition or not. So process P0's need value is 1, 2, 2. So 1, 2, 2. At present we are having the available or the work value as 3, 3 and 2. So now let's check the condition. 1 is less than or equal to 3, 2 is less than or equal to 3, 2 is less than or equal to 2. So the condition is being satisfied. So I can place process P1 in the safe sequence. Process P1 in safe sequence. Since I placed process P1 in safe sequence, I must update the new work value. New work value will be equal to old work value, that is 3, 3, 2 plus allocation of the process that you placed in the safe sequence. Which process I placed? I placed process P1. So its allocation value is 2, 0, 0. So 3 plus 2 will be equal to 5. 3 plus 0 will be equal to 3. 2 plus 0 will be equal to 2. So now the updated work or available value is 5, 3 and 2. So now you must use the updated available or work value. Previous we don't need it. So now let's move to process P2. Process P2's need value is 600, which must be less than or equal to, what is the updated available value? 5, 3 and 2. 6 is less than or equal to 5, 0 less than or equal to 3, 0 less than or equal to 2. 6 less than or equal to 5. In the first point only it is not satisfying. 6 is not less than or equal to 5. So P2 must also wait. So now let's move to process P3. Process P3's need value is 0, 1, 1, which must be less than or equal to available or the work value, that is 5, 3, 2. So 0 less than or equal to 5, 1 less than or equal to 3, 1 less than or equal to 2. Yes, it is satisfying the condition. So you can place the process P3 in the safe sequence and update the new work value. New work will be equal to old work plus allocation of the process that you placed in the safe sequence. That is process P3's allocation. It is 2, 1, 1. 5 plus 2 is 7. 3 plus 1 is 4. 2 plus 1 will be 3. So 7, 4, 3 is the new available or the work value. So now let's see for process P4. Process P4's need value is 4, 3, 1. Updated available value is equal to 7, 4, 3. 4 less than or equal to 7, 3 less than or equal to 4, 1 less than or equal to 3. Whether it is satisfying the condition? Yes, it is satisfying the condition. So we can place process P4 in the safe sequence and calculate the new work. So new work will be equal to old work, that is 7, 4, 3 plus allocation of process P4, that is 0, 0, 2. 7 plus 0 is 7, 4 plus 0 is 4, 3 plus 2 will be equal to 5. 7, 4 and 5 will be the new updated available or work values. Now process P1, P3, P4 had completed their execution. Process P0 and P2 are waiting. So what I will be doing? I will be taking process P0 now again. Process P0's need value is equal to 743, which must be less than or equal to. Now updated available value is 745. So just compare 7 less than or equal to 7, 4 less than or equal to 4, 3 less than or equal to 5. So it is satisfying the condition. So we can place process P0 in the safe sequence now. So here there is no deadlock situation only, because if the resource is available, then only I will place them in the safe sequence so that they can execute using the CPUs. So now we must update the work or the available value, it will be equal to old work plus allocation of the process that you placed in the safe sequence, that is process P0's allocation 0 1 0. 7 plus 0 will be equal to 7, 4 plus 1 will be equal to 5, 5 plus 0 will be equal to 5. So 7, 5, 5 will be the new updated available or the work value. So now let's move to the last one, that is process P2. So process P2's need value is 600, which must be less than or equal to the updated available or work value is 755. 6 is less than or equal to 7, 0 less than or equal to 5, 0 less than or equal to 5. So yes, it is satisfying the condition. So we can place process P2 in the safe sequence. If process P2 is placed in the safe sequence, we must update the new work value. New work will be equal to old work, that is 755, plus allocation of process P2, that is 302. 7 plus 3 will be equal to 10, 5 plus 0 will be equal to 5, 5 plus 2 will be equal to 7. We have seen these values where you can see in the maximum. Maximum A value is 10, maximum B value is 5, maximum C value is 7. So at last, after placing the processes in the safe sequence, we got the final available or the work value is 10, 5, 7. So we can conclude that we have solved the problem in the correct way. So the final safe sequence is process P1, P3, P4, P0 and P2. If you write this safe sequence and the need matrix values, so you will get full marks in this banker's algorithm problem. If you have any doubt regarding this topic, please do comment below, I will clarify it. And if you like the video, please subscribe and support us. Thank you.